You joined us. I tell you, it's an opportunity that I count it a privilege to be able to share uh, with you, each individual, every week when we come on. We come on with uh, things that we like to share with you that we think that are very beneficial to your life, that's going to help you on your journey, that's going to help heal you, that's going to also help give you some direction. And one thing that I've always said is that we're not here to alter. And so we always do a disclosure. We're going to read that disclosure this morning. Mind Matters 2020 is a platform designed to promote thought, consciousness, and self-awareness. We're not here to insult, alter, or belittle your journey. We're here to help push you, encourage you, and exhort you along your journey or the journey that you're on, because we know that Yah has a plan and you are his child, and we put period on the end. And we use period with a T. That means it's absolute. Period. So again, we're excited that you joined us. I tell you, it's always an honor. It's always a privilege to be able to come on and talk to you guys live. I'm not going to keep you long. I want to let you know that we're preparing for YouTube. We finished our intro and outro for YouTube on this morning, actually, and we're getting ready to do live streaming. So we're preparing to set up that platform. So prepare for that. Prepare for that. Get prepared for that and share that with your friends. Those of you who watch us every week, share that with them, because we want them to know that we're moving from the Facebook phase to the YouTube phase, because we believe that there is more opportunity for us. I'm going to still pull Facebook Live at the same time, because I think that's important as well, that we draw listeners in from both platforms. Again, so we're going to share something with you this morning. We're on number 17. Remember, I've been sharing with you about numbers. We've been talking about numbers and how significant numbers are in our lives. And if you've had the number 17 popping up around you, if you've seen it, it's on the calendar today. So every one of us who are part of this calendar that we follow, we're in a great day today. We're in a high energy today. And that energy results in responsibility. You know, there is a scripture that declares, to whom much given, much is required. To whom much is given, much is required. So there is a requirement that comes from each one of us when we're given responsibility. Many of us have responsibilities on our jobs. We have responsibilities within our family. Some of us are mothers. Some of us are fathers. We have a responsibility. Some of us are in charge of our siblings. And so you've been given a high responsibility to watch over, to protect, to literally rear. And so in those opportunities that you're given, you want to make sure that you're pulling from the source that is within. And a lot of times we've made decisions, we've done things based upon what someone has taught us, but we've never taken the opportunity to go within. There is a scripture that declares that the kingdom of God is within you. So many of our rearings, our ideas, our thoughts need to come from within. So we got to learn to listen to the inner man, the inner voice, the inner you, the inner source. And remember this, because I know this goes against a lot of theology. It goes against a lot of teaching that we were reared with and brought up with, that we're seeking outward, we're looking up, we're praying to get an answer. But I believe that Yeshua, the Christ, who came to literally restore to us our original thought, our originality, who we really were in the beginning. And so his purpose and his plan was not just to save you from what we've been taught, sin, but what Yeshua came to do for us is awaken us out of our sleep, because we were lulled to sleep of our abilities, of our godness. We were put to sleep of the fact that we were always like God. We were put to sleep of the fact that we were made in the image and the likeness of God. So we've had many people who have come into this realm where we live, the earth realm, and have tried to awaken us to this fact. But the fact of the matter is that there is source. We come from source. We come from divine idea. We come from divine source, many call God. So we come from that source. So we're made of the essence of that source. So we have the same ability, the same capabilities of divine source. And so we must move in that capability. So we must make our decisions, our ideas, our thoughts, our rearings, our suggestions must come from the inner source of who we are. Can we go with that today? Can we understand that today? The inner source. So if we're going to give advice, we need to pull from the inner source. If we're going to move in an idea, we must move from the inner source, what we're created from, the essence, the character, the characteristics of that source. We must move in that very essence. And so we have high responsibility. High responsibility. We have high responsibility. And not only that, we have self-discipline. This is what this number 17 symbolizes. It symbolizes self-discipline, responsibility. When this number enters our life, it means that we are able to take our lives into our own hands. Why? Now, see, this messes people up when we start talking like this, because we have been codependent on the outside source. We've been taught to be codependent, and we've been taught to go in a room and shut ourselves off and pray, but do nothing. Waiting on God, and we say, oh, I'm just waiting on the Lord. I'm just going to be of courage, and I'm just going to wait on the Lord. I'm just going to wait on the Lord. I'm just going to wait. And he's saying, you've been waiting a long time. I'm waiting on you. I've given you the capabilities, the faculties to get up and do the things that is necessary to bring it forth. I've conditioned you with it. You have the faculties. They're your hands. Come on, your feet, your fingers, your brain, your eyes, your ears, your mouthpiece. Use it, because I gave it to you for purpose. And so you have a responsibility to use the faculties that Yah, the divine source, has given us. Come on, y'all. We've got to really wake up. Awake thou that sleepeth, and put on your strength. You've got to come out of this hypnosis. And so we've been hypnotized for so long. And the spell is broken. It was broken when Yeshua gave his life. The spell is broken. Can you say the spell is broken? And I have escaped. Can you say the spell is broken? I'm no longer led, come on, by my emotional state. I'm no longer led outward, but I am led from the inward man, the real me. The Spirit leads me and guides me and directs me, influences me, helps me make the right decision. It is my spirit. So I follow my spirit. I follow divine me, divine source, divine idea, divine thought. I follow that because it has been given to me with responsibility. So I'm responsible. I'm responsible. I am responsible for doing what is necessary in life. And so what necessary things are there in life? Are you a confidant? Are you a person of influence? Are you an individual that stands before crowds of people? You have to pull from divine source. You have to pull from within. You know, for a long time, and I believe in reading, but one thing that I have not done, and this is very important to me, is that I really sit and listen. This really does happen in meditation for me. After I've meditated on one particular thing, after I come out of meditation, there is so many different things that I begin to write down. And I started practicing this because I feel like it's necessary, because I have for years read and read and read so many things, spiritual things and natural things I've read. And I don't want to always be regurgitating same information, if that makes sense to you. I don't want to regurgitate old information. I want to bring forth that which is fresh, that which is relevant, that which speaks to our generation, that speaks to you as a people. And so I do away with antiquated thought. I try to deal with antiquated thought, antiquated thought when it comes to scripture, antiquated thought when it comes to life. I don't want to just keep regurgitating the same thing over and over. You know, I asked a question to somebody recently. I said, what is the difference between that church and the church down the street? What's the difference between the new church that just opened up? There really isn't any difference because they're all really cookie cutters. If we really take some time and think about this, and I'm not meddling, I'm just being realistic. These are cookie cutters. Everybody has a worship team. Everybody does announcements. Everybody's using their screens. Everybody's doing the same things. But what does that ministry have that the ministry down the street does not have? Cookie cutters. And so we want to move out of the cookie cutter attitude, the cookie cutter generation, where we're repeating the same thing over and over and over again. Nobody's really benefiting from us just repetitive information is what I'm saying. So I want to move in relevant thought. And so I push for that. And so I make it my business not to sit and read about so much about new consciousness and about self-awareness. I start to pull within, and what I found out that most of the things that I hear and that I see, sometimes I can Google it and I can see, okay, this person has been on this journey. This person has dealt with this. This person has walked this path. Now, they may have not walked the same path that I have walked, but they can identify. And so I can read some identifications within some of the things that they have shared. And so I have a responsibility to bring forth content, idea, and thought that will revolutionize your life, and not only yours, but mine. And so that's my plight. That's my agenda. That's my purpose. That's my plan. That's my idea. And so that's why I'm here. I'm not here to preach per se, even though I am a preacher, been ordained. You can trace me back. You know, my ordination is legit. So I have all those credentials. I have some credentials hanging on my wall now. But that's not the thing that makes me. That's not the thing that proves me. That isn't the thing that proves me. What proves me is life. And so I'm adamant. I'm on this plight, on this journey. And I have a responsibility to my listeners and to my offspring to do the right things in life, to share my experiences, to write my journey. It's my responsibility. And so I don't take it lightly. I don't take it for granted. And I hope the responsibility that has been placed in your hand, that you're not taking it for granted, that you're using it to your fullest, whether you be a teacher, whether you be a doctor, whether you be a lawyer, whether you be an orator, whatever your responsibility is, that you don't take it lightly and that you carry it from one generation to the next. You know, so it's important that we are relevant to every generation, that we can speak to our grandchildren, that we can relate to them, and not teaching them our old antiquated thought processes about how it should be. You should do it this way. No, you need to do it in creativity. You need to move in your creativity. You need to move in how you have been constructed. Do you know that every individual has been constructed to move in a purpose? And it's sometimes us who are older, the elders, it's our job to help them, mentor them in that area in their life, not alter it. For a long time, our parents wanted us to do what they did. You need to go to school. You need to follow in the footsteps of being a doctor. You need to follow in the footsteps of being a lawyer. All of the men in our family are lawyers. All the men in our families. But there is a course that has been set for our children. There's a course that has been set in place for them. And our job is to mentor them into that place, not to alter them out of that place, but to mentor them into that. So we must find their niche. We must find what idea they have, what thought they have in their mind about life, what aspects or what creativity or what creative thought do they have that they bring to the planet. That's important. That is necessary. It is important that they know that. And so it's our job as the elders, as those who have already been here, we're to help them find that niche and for them to and help them blossom in that niche. It's amazing. I talk about my daughter, my oldest daughter, quite a bit. And even all three of my children, they have the attributes of their father and their mother. Now watch this. Their mother could draw. I could draw. I could sit down and look at something and draw it. I had the desire to be a veterinarian. I love animals. I have 2 dogs. There's not much you can tell me about them. And so I had all of these things. I was pulled by a teacher to go to visual performing arts there in St. Louis, Missouri. I refused to do it because of fear. I didn't want my friends to think anything different of me. And so I backed out of visual. I was going to get a full ride. I was given a full ride. All they wanted me to do was say yes. Why? Because I had an acting ability. And so I see all of those attributes in my offspring. I see it in my youngest son. Very animated when he talks. He will make you laugh. People who hang around me talk about me being jovial. My mother, every time I'm on the phone with my mother, we're laughing about something that I said or done. I will go into a story, something I might do to make her laugh. So jovial. And so I see all of those attributes in my children. So watch this. My daughter, where is she now? In graphic art and design school in San Francisco. Because that was an attribute that came from her mother and from her father. So we didn't fight that. Although there may have been some things that we wanted her to do differently. But we had to back up and say, wait a minute. She's got something. She's found her niche. At first, it was agriculture. Marine biology. She wanted to go to Australia. Oh, no, we weren't having that. Now, let's just be honest. There's some very dangerous species in Australia. So, that was one of the things that she wanted to do. But when she really began to sit down and she began to do certain things, we saw it. Her mom saw it. And so now she's there. I'm looking at my youngest boy. His desire. Guess what his desire is? Medicine. Either plastic surgery. Guess what? We're not going to fight that. We're going to push that. It's important that they find their niche, their creativity that brings something to the planet, because those things are necessary. Why? Someone could be burned. Come on now. But I don't know. There may be something more in my son that the other plastic surgeon does not have. So therefore, their creativity is important. So we must cause that to blossom in them, encourage them. My middle son, very technical. There are things that I'm very technical about. I learned something about programs and things like that. I let nothing master me. I keep playing with it until I figure it out. Listen, softwares, all kinds of things. I'll sit with it and I will keep messing with it. Oh, I figured it out. I know how to run this. I know how to make it work now. So I see those characteristics and those things in my children. So it is important. We have responsibility. The title of my topic today is You Carry Responsibility. You are responsible for how people view you. You are responsible on how people see you. You are responsible for that. Why? Because you have a responsibility for your life. To whom much is given, much is required. if you're giving a weight of responsibility, there is a requirement after you that your life be in line with what it is that you say. Come on now. Your life must be in line with what it is that you produce. You cannot produce half-heartedly. You've got to produce 100% what is necessary for life. I am producing what is necessary. I can't half, and there's a word I could say, but I won't say it. But I'm telling you, I can't produce half. I've got to produce wholeness. Me must be whole. I have a responsibility for wholeness. Spirit, soul, and body. It is my responsibility. It's not the responsibility of anyone outside of me, but it's my own responsibility to be whole. When I come into relationship with someone, I'm not coming in 50-50. That has been a lie and a deception that we have promoted. Come on now, let's talk about that. No relationship is 50-50. Every relationship is 100%. There is something Will Smith said. He said he's not responsible for Jada's happiness. Jada is responsible for her own happiness. Now, if she is whole and happy, we come together with all of our happiness and we produce that happiness together. Come on through here. Come on through here. So we are responsible for being a whole 100%. Mentally, you must be whole. If that means that you're going to have to sit on the couch and have conversation, you got to be whole. You got to be whole. Nobody's here to make you whole. You've got to work on your own wholeness, your self-worth, your self-worth. You got to work on your mental health. It belongs to you. You are responsible for it. Why? Because too much is given, much is required. You've been given a heavy responsibility to take care of yourself. Your health, your physical health, you are responsible for that. You go to the doctor, you find out what's going on, and you take responsibility for your health. You are responsible for your mind, body, and spirit. Your preacher, your oracle, I'm not responsible for it. I'm just here to help encourage you and exhort you on your journey. But I'm not responsible for your spiritual health. Neither is your pastor, your oracle, your priest, whoever that might be, your guru, whoever speaks into your life. They are not responsible for your spiritual health. You are. And for a long time, we have made other people responsible for our spiritual health. They are responsible for one thing, to speak into your life, but they're not responsible for you to maintain your spiritual health. You are responsible for that. I done said a mouthful this morning. I have said a mouthful this morning. And we've got to take responsibility for ourselves. Whether it be your finances, nobody's responsible for our finances being messed up. We are responsible for that because we made poor decisions. We made poor decisions early on in life, and now we are reaping from our decisions. But thanks be unto source and divine source, God, that he's given us the ability to right the wrongs in our own life. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful that you have the responsibility to change some things in your own life? It is a beautiful thing. And I love divine source. I love God. I love Yah, as we call him. Call divine source. For this responsibility. He laid it in the hands of man. And so therefore we are responsible. Isn't this wonderful? Isn't this a beautiful thing? I tell you, it is. We are responsible. And we have a responsibility. And you have the capability in your own hands to do what is necessary for life. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. It is a wonderful thing that we have the ability in our own hands to do what is necessary for life. All right, I'm done. I tell you, it's always a pleasure to join you guys every Saturday morning for Mind Matters 2020. Now remember to share this video and also like it. Like the video and share. Also, we're going to be moving to YouTube as well. For some reason, YouTube kept spinning this morning and wouldn't actually go live for us. But we're going to work on that. It may be that we may not be able to do them both at the same time, but that's okay. But remember, we're moving to YouTube, and I want you to join me on YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Mind Matters XX, Mind Matters 2020, Mind Matters XX. It's standing for Mind Matters 2020. Please subscribe and then like and share our videos. We're going to upload this video on YouTube today as well. I need you to share this video because there are many people who do not know how important it is for them to move in responsibility for life. All right? Move in the peace of Yah. Move in the peace of Yah today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great day. Be blessed and have a great one. Thank you. Have a great day today.